Hey class, Absolute 5 here, and today we're going to talk about the second part of exponents. So, exponents part 2. Alright, so what is this part? So we've covered where we have the same base and different exponents, we would add them. Now, let's do this example first. Let's start off this topic with an example. X squared being raised to the third. Now, some of you might already know the answer to this already, but I want to explain the answer, how we get this answer. So let's pretend we remember, let's do what the exponent is exactly telling us what to do. So this exponent here says 3. This is telling me to write x to the second 3 times. So let's do that. X to the second times x to the second times x to the second. Therefore, I'm going to add up all these exponents and I get x to the 6. Now, a student would say, but professor, wouldn't it just be simply easier just to say x to the 6th to the third would be 2 times 3, which would be x to the 6th? And my answer to that is yes. It's much easier, but the thing is, this is where the confusion comes in, that I need to make sure that you understand this very clearly right now. In the last video, the bases have to be the same for you to add the exponents. This is the only time you're allowed to multiply an exponent with another exponent when it looks like this in this format where it has a parentheses being raised to another exponent. That's the only time you can multiply exponents. Other than that, you're never ever really allowed to multiply exponents any other time because it just isn't true if you do that. So I explained that topic. So let's have another example. Well, first, now let's explain in general now. Now that's just the one example I gave you is just for that particular problem. Now in general, when we're talking about all the numbers in the world that we could think about or whatever that we do as mathematicians, we write it as, oh, sorry. I am so bad. Sorry. Let me explain. I didn't even tell you what this rule is. If you can't tell this is called the power rule because it's an exponent being raised for an exponent. Obviously, this is for exponents. It's in the name of the video, but I'll just label it here just in case if you forgot. If m and n are positive integers and a is a real number, then you're allowed to put a to the m being raised to the n is equal to a to the m times n. Make that n a little bit bigger. So don't you see that if you would compare this video to the last video, you'll see there's a huge clear difference between the two, mainly the parentheses. So now let's continue with another example. So if I have 5 to the third being raised to the 6th, which I'm not asking you to multiply the results, this would simply, I am asking you to multiply the exponents, but don't give me an actual value because that's a big, big number. So this would be 5 to the third times, not 5, times 6. And that would be 5 to the 18th as my power, my answer. My point is that you notice that you're just multiplying the exponents directly. You're not multiplying the base, you're just getting the answer this way. Let's try another one. Let's say I had 3 to the 4 being raised to the 7th power. This would be 3 to the 4 times 7, which would be 3 to the 28th power. You can see the bigger the numbers you use, the bigger the power they become. We'll use one more example, and then I'll give you your homework. Y to the 8th being raised to the 2nd power. So again, the idea is very clear. You take y to the 8th times 2, and I get y to the 16th power. So generally, what you always want to keep in mind is the process of how to combine everything into one type of problem. So that's fine. So please, I urge you, do not confuse this topic with the last topic. It's very, very critical you do not do that. And I really, really wish you do not multiply. Please, I always give this example, and everyone always does this. 2 to the 3rd is not equal to 6. It just does not work. I understand it may happen due to reaction or pressure or nerves, whatever have you, but it's not the case. Please do not multiply the base with the exponent. So let's take that same example and I raise it to, let's say, the 3rd power. That would be 2 to the 3 times 3. You'd get 2 to the 9th power. Okay? All right. Enough rant. Let's get to the homework. I'll give you 2 problems. Problem 1, 4 to the 5th power getting squared, and then the second problem would be 7 to the 7th power getting raised to the 7th power. Sure, why not? That's a giveaway. So be sure to leave your answers down in the comments below. Do not give me the exact value. Just leave it as an exponential form. And that's the lesson for you guys. I hope you liked the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Mash that bell button for more content. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. This has been Absolute 5. I'm Roger Palomino. Math is infinite because there are infinitely many possibilities. And don't forget, don't hate, calculate.